Welcome to the TLS reality series. This is your host, Bonnie Church, and today is Drumroll Day. Dr. Nancy Miller-Ihli is going to share Bambi's results and also is going to coach you in what your next steps look like.
All right, well, it's Nancy Miller-Ihli, and I want to welcome everyone to the fourth and final recording related to the 21-day challenge. So this recording is really addressing what people are going to do after the 21-day challenge. And I'm very fortunate to have with me again my friend and my client, Bambi Sturgeon. Good morning, Bambi. How are you?
Good morning, Nancy. I'm great.
Good. So the objectives today are really just to review results and talk about measures of success. So often we get focused on the scale, and I just want to talk about other things that can be, good metrics for you to determine, how your progress has been. I'm also going to talk about what happens now, because where we go from here. TLS has never been designed to be a diet. It's always been designed to be a healthy lifestyle. We like to say it's the last weight management program anyone will ever need. And so for that reason, we're hoping that you've created some new healthy lifestyle habits in this 3 weeks, and we want to support you moving forward. When we talk about measures of success, Bambi, would you agree that the majority of people focus on the scale?
I would, yeah.
And unfortunately, doctors do too. And I think that's just because it's the easiest thing for somebody to quickly measure. But, weight loss is way more than just what the scale reflects. And we really want to know what's going on in our body in terms of improving our body composition. So if somebody's got a lot of excess body fat, they may not lose weight very quickly, but they may lose inches. So I think also another very important metric is how people feel and how much energy they have as a result of their healthy lifestyle choices. So, Bambi, how are you feeling as you've completed the 21-day challenge?
Well, I'm feeling good. It always feels good to eat clean. And I have not done my final measurements. I'll wait till tomorrow morning.
Right.
But I do feel like my clothes are beginning to fit a little bit differently, and so that's always encouraging.
Yeah, I mean, I love the little photo at the bottom here, which talks about just what you're saying. Your clothes fit better. Maybe people can work out longer. If you've done before and after photos, that's a great reminder. And then people have better strength and endurance. So it's really not just about the scale. I think the measuring tape's powerful. And then, of course, if you have the opportunity to measure your percent body fat, we talked last week about the Omron, and that can be a good tool. So the reason that I want people to really think of this as a permanent lifestyle change is that TLS is designed not to be a diet. It's also a program that focuses on fat loss. The 4 components which are listed here help people to stabilize their blood sugar, which means that they're going to look better, feel better, have more energy. And I like to say a nice side effect is that they'll take up less space. We want to continue as we move forward to focus on those key components that are going to help us to continue to be successful with our wellness and our weight loss goals. So we know that a key part of this program is the low glycemic impact eating. We want to stay in the green zone on this graph here. When we go up into the red zone, our body flips a switch, and that puts us in fat storage mode. When we do that, that means no matter what we eat, it's going to get stored as fat. So even if we eat broccoli, Bambi, or asparagus or something really good, it's going to get stored as fat. So that's why we want to stay in that green zone. We have to make sure that we have adequate hydration, particularly if somebody's going to continue on their journey of weight loss. We need that to help us as we rid our system of toxins. We've got to get the sleep. So many people do perfect with the eating and they are excellent with exercise. They drink their water, but they don't get the sleep. And again, our hormones get repaired when we sleep at night. If we have a hormone imbalance, it makes it really hard to lose weight. I know, Bambi, that you and Dan have a commitment to exercise, and that's why I chose the picture with the bikes, with a couple there biking. But what other exercises have you, enjoyed during the 21-day challenge, and what do you continue to plan to do?
Well, I continue to walk. I plan to continue to walk and to go to my exercise class 1 to 2 days a week, and that's a combination of aerobics and dancing and strength training with weights and Pilates.
Oh, wow.
So
it sounds like
those are things that I do all the time.
Sounds like you've got a good plan. I think, the key thing that is sometimes people fall into a routine and just do the same thing. So the class is great because I'm sure the instructor's, switching it up for you a little bit, along the way. But it's awesome too that you're combining aerobic exercise with strength training. That's terrific. I think
Right.
stress reduction is really important too. And we can tell people that they shouldn't be stressed, but if people feel stressed, then they really do need to do something about that, because stress, even if you quote unquote handle it well, still can have a negative impact on your body's physiology, and that can affect your ability to lose weight. So moving forward, we have to figure out what menu plan is right for you. So, this is a picture from the TLSslim.com weight site. And, you've already taken this weight loss profile, so you're already Bambi with this. But I want people to
Right.
know that they can just check with their coach. The weight loss profile can be done over the phone, or it can be done by the individual on the TLSslim.com site. That weight loss profile will come back with a personalized suggestions for a menu plan and also for supplements. Sometimes I have people who are just very busy and they can't make up their mind what they'd like to do. So for those individuals, and really for anyone, I suggest that if you like the momentum that you've created with the 21-day challenge, then I suggest that people consider the rapid results menu plan for the next 4 to 6 weeks. And the reason that I say that is rapid results gives us a little bit more latitude than what we had on the 21-day challenge, but it's still going to provide 2 to 3 pounds of weight loss per week. That's the potential. So, you and I were chatting, Bambi, about what's the difference between the two. Well, during the 21-day challenge, we eliminate several things. First, we eliminate grains. Those are still eliminated with rapid results. On the 21-day challenge, we eliminate dairy. We do add back in dairy with rapid results, but I encourage people to consider something like, Greek yogurt, like Faya Greek yogurt or Chobani without fruit added. That's going to be a great choice, and it's going to give you the good bugs that your GI tract needs, the probiotics. The third thing that we eliminate during the 21-day challenge is nuts. But with the rapid results plan, you're going to be able to add nuts back in. So like a great choice would be, say, 1 ounce of almonds. And for most brands, that's going to be about 17 almonds. It's a great thing for a snack, which is going to provide you with both fiber and protein. You can have seeds during rapid results, but the things that we're not going to have, we're still not going to have the grains, and we're not going to have what we call slow release carbs, things like sweet potatoes or beans, peas, lentils. When I say beans, I don't mean green beans. I mean like kidney beans or navy beans or that kind of thing. So, you've chosen the rapid results plan. Does this sound doable for you, or do you have any questions about what you can do?
It does sound doable. I do have a question about spaghetti squash. Where does that fall in? What kind of category does that fall into?
Lucky for us, spaghetti squash is going to count as a vegetable for you. And so you'll be able to have that, and it's just going to count as a veggie.
Okay, that's great. And so adding back in dairy, I could add a little bit of low-fat cheese to my eggs in the morning if I wanted?
Absolutely. So, different people, Bambi, have different tolerances. What I find is that if somebody doesn't tolerate dairy, you'll find that out as you systematically add it back in. So your plan to add in, I wouldn't add 3 kinds of dairy in one day. So if you decided you were going to add back dairy the first day and you wanted cheese on your eggs, that's what I would do, right? I wouldn't have yogurt also, right? Then the next day I would just be systematic, so that if there is something that is a kind of a trigger for you or that your body doesn't particularly like, then I think you'll be much more likely to notice it. And I know that you're very in tune both with what you eat and how you feel. So I just, that will give you the opportunity to notice. I don't really anticipate particular problems for you because in the past, I know you've been able to have dairy without a problem.
Right. Thank you.
Sure. So, people ask me all the time, what supplements are best? So one of the things that I always recommend to make it affordable and so that somebody has all of the tools that they need is to purchase a Find Your Fit kit. And the Find Your Fit kit is basically kind of a refill for the 21-day challenge kit. It has in it, 2 nutrition shakes, vanilla and chocolate. It has a bottle of core, and then it also has the Isotonics multivitamin. Now, Bambi, I know you've already placed your order and it'll arrive tomorrow, so you're all set with what you need moving forward. But just for the people that might be listening and not know about the advantages of the different products, I just want to point out that Core is our overall number one TLS product. It's all about helping us to stay out of fat storage mode. It helps us to block some of the hidden carbs. I consider it a wellness supplement far more than just a weight loss supplement. It helps people to improve their lipid profiles, according to the article on the key ingredient Leptocore. It helps to reduce inflammation. It helps to stabilize blood glucose. It increases serum serotonin levels, and it decreases leptin sensitivity. All of those things are, part of the formula for success with weight loss. So people will say to me, well, Nancy, if I'm at my goal, do I need to continue to take Core? Well, I think anybody that's, understands how the product works and understands the program might want to have a bottle of Core on hand, even if you're at your goal. Because, if you're going to, say, take a cruise or have a meal that is not exactly optimum from a glycemic perspective, why wouldn't you want to help to avoid or offset the challenge from that? So I like people to, keep that around. I usually tell people to take it for 1 month after they've reached their goal. And that's just simply to kind of solidify and make sure your body's happy and stable. And because it allows you a little bit more latitude in what you eat. The second product is our Axe. And a lot of times people will tell me that they have stress, but they don't have a strategy for what to do about it. So, exercise is awesome. Meditation's terrific. Some people want to maybe have some counseling, whatever works for people. But the Axe is our adrenal, cortisol, thyroid, and stress support product. So I find that when people add Axe into the mix, it just makes them better able to deal with stress, whether it's emotional stress or physiological stress, like if you're working out hard. So the Axe is a great product and should be combined with B vitamins, our activated B complex. CLA is the product, especially as you get closer to your goal, that's perfect for helping to sculpt your body. If you actually want to see your abs again, then CLA is perfect. And we used to think that fat cells just got depleted, but now we know that the tonillin, CLA, actually causes apoptosis. It kills fat cells. And I don't know about you, Bambi, but I'm all for that. So I think CLA is a great choice. CLA is a kind of product that I ask people to make a 2-month commitment to, because I want people to understand that it's not just a quick fix. It does take a little bit of time for your body to be able to, process this and rid itself of the excess fat. And then finally, the green coffee with Garcinia cambogia is something that I've recently added. I sometimes have trouble with the Core and getting it in, the 30 to 45 minutes before the meal. I'm a busy person and sometimes time gets away from me. So I've recently added the green coffee with really excellent results. It's not a time critical thing, but it actually helps your body to burn fat, and it inhibits the conversion of sugar into fat using a different mechanism. So I actually use both Core and green coffee, and I do take the Axe as well as CLA. The other products that people could consider are listed here. So I'm not going to go through them in great detail. I think people understand that you took OPC during the detox, phase and into the 21-day challenge, and it helps to stabilize blood sugar. It has so many other benefits, including helping to avoid allergy problems, increasing circulation. It's great for cardiovascular health. It's just got a lot of health benefits. And I know that you like that product, Bambi, and have benefited from it. The B complex is a great product as well. And people who want more energy or who understand, it's just critical for every metabolic process in your body. You like the magnesium, is that correct?
No, I do. I take the calcium.
Calcium, I couldn't remember. Okay. And that calcium.
Dan takes the magnesium.
Okay. So the calcium is fabulous, because it does contain everything you need to build bone. People crack me up. They're like, oh, I'm taking some Tums. Well, that's great. That's calcium carbonate, but it doesn't contain magnesium or boron or vitamin K, all the things that you need to build bone. So, it's just, it cracks me up when people think that they can just take, just like a Tums or a basic calcium product. It's not going to help with bone density. And the magnesium is awesome for people who, want to have good muscle relaxation. So all of these products are helpful. So people just need to chat with their coach, or you need to take another quiz that we have online. It's called the NutriPhysical, and it will help you to decide what products are needed. So I like to just say that everyone should be the best version of themselves. And I think that people who have a strong commitment to their health are going to be that. They're going to be able to reach their goals. I never want somebody to feel bad if they don't eat perfectly all the time. Like you and I were talking recently, Bambi, about wanting to have some choices. You asked me like, which menu plan has alcohol on it, right?
Right.
And, the answer on that is that we don't have it on any of the menu plans, even on our continued commitment plan. But, I'm an 80-20 person, and I believe that life is meant to be lived. And I think we want to do the necessary things to help ensure that we're going to set ourselves up for success. If I were to, share with you guys which product is the most helpful for somebody who wants to occasionally indulge in alcohol, the answer to that, according to our director of clinical research, Dr. Mason, is the green coffee with Garcinia cambogia. So if you're going to indulge, why not set yourself up for success to help offset any challenges that it might cause? Alcohol is just one of those things that's kind of empty calories. It causes people to have cravings. Most people associate certain foods with alcohol consumption. So those are some of the reasons it can be a challenge. You can read more about that in the TLS journal. There's a whole section on it. But, the other thing is just to be sensible about it, have it occasionally, not every day, and take your green coffee with Garcinia cambogia to help offset that challenge. I believe that optimum results come when we have a healthy lifestyle and appropriate supplementation. So if you're not fully committed to eating perfectly all the time, then your commitment to supplementation should be a little greater. If you're really great on the eating well, then you just need to supplement sensibly. And that would be, appropriate, whatever appropriate for you, a multivitamin for everybody. And I think B vitamins pretty much for everybody. Omega-3s are great. So you have to figure out what's right for you. I like the little thing in the bottom here about healthy living, because it's not about it doesn't say eat perfectly. It says eat better. And then it says exercise often. When we do those two things, then we feel good, right? And positive
Right.
thinking is part of it too. So, it's this happy cycle or circle of activity. So how is it, baby, do you think we get off that track? What happens when, because we all do from time to time, find ourselves like we're not doing all the things we need to do. Why do you think that happens?
I think schedules can get in the way. I think traveling can get us off track. We're not as in control of what we eat when we're out of our own kitchen.
Right.
And when we're traveling, then that's, during the traveling part itself, you can't be exercising. And then if you're traveling for work, you've got work commitments. And if you're visiting family or on vacation, you're doing other things. And it's just so easy to lose focus.
And that is exactly the key. The key is the focus. So, I have the good fortune of getting to interact with lots of wonderful wellness coaches, people like Bonnie Church and Corinne Roberts and Sue Pasquale, and just tons of people. And, when we travel, it's fun because everybody is committed to their health. And so when we sit down and have lunch, you're going to see, the server's going to be like, you really want like 12 salads with grilled chicken? Yep, that's what we want. Dressing on the side. But it's easier to do that when you're around like-minded people and everybody has the same goal. It's very easy, like you said, to trade our health for convenience. Or, we go to visit somebody and they're making their special thing for us and we feel bad to tell them that we really don't choose to eat that, or it doesn't fit with our current focus or goals. So it's easy to fall off track. But the good news is that TLS provides us with all the tools. I believe, that people need to understand that what we're trying to do here is to make a permanent lifestyle change. And that means optimizing our results for a lifetime. The tools that people have to help get back on track when we do slide off, because it's going to happen, is we have the TLSslim.com website. And under resources, you'll find all the different menu plans. You can retake that weight loss profile at any time, and it's going to give you some customized recommendations, both for a menu plan and supplements. You've got the TLS journal, which is a beautiful document, which has got tons of great information in it. And it's broken up into chapters that go with videos, which are actually on the website. So if somebody is just being introduced to TLS at this point with the 21-day challenge, they need to understand this was set up originally as a 12-week program. So there's 12 weeks of education. So you can learn why a calorie is not a calorie. You can learn about what grains do for our health. You can learn about how to do, healthy shopping and how to eat out and stay on track. So there's great info in that journal. And, it's very, very affordable. We have the tracking sheet. You can still continue to use the tracking sheet from the 21-day challenge phase 2 if you would like. And if your coach is agreeable, you can still send that back to them. The coach will know if you write rapid results on the top that you have a little more latitude than you did during the 21-day challenge. And I have many people that want to do that, say for the first week as they're moving in, out of the 21-day challenge. So I think, social media support's there. You can certainly follow TLS online, and you'll see lots of great recipes and, see other people that are on the journey. And again, we always say that TLS is the last weight management program that you'll ever need, because you can come back to it. On each of these little videos, Bambi, we've shared recipes. I wanted to just show everybody these eggs baked in avocado. Oh my goodness, absolutely delicious. Simply slice the avocado in half, go ahead and remove the seed in the middle, pour in an egg, crack it and put it in there, and then you bake it in the oven. And I'll go ahead and post links to this on my fan page, which is Savvy Selections Dr. Nancy. People can make cauliflower tortillas. So that can also be used as like a substitute for bread. It could be used as a base for making a healthy pizza. You've had the cauliflower pizza, right, Bambi?
I have many times. It's delicious.
So, you do a lot with cauliflower. So you're doing everything from using it kind of like as rice to also making the kind of like cauliflower mashed potatoes, maybe garlic, a little garlic in there. Is there anything else that you like with cauliflower? Do you just oven roast it too?
I do. Yeah. And sometimes I just steam it. I like it any way that I've discovered it. So.
And we always say that white foods aren't very good for you, but this could be the exception, right? Because when we say we're talking about like potatoes and rice and bread and stuff, but cauliflower is white and it is good for us. Now that people if you're moving into rapid results, you're able to have red meat 1 to 2 times a week. So I wanted to share this recipe for the balsamic steak veggie roll-ups. And basically what you do is you make julienne veggies, so carrots, onions, people use zucchini, you can use peppers if you like, you can even put mushrooms in. You pan saute those, then you wrap it up in like a skirt steak, cut very thin, and then you go ahead and you can either cook it in the pan, or you can stick it in the oven to cook. Absolutely delicious. And then spicy grilled shrimp, which obviously has to have Old Bay in it. We're in Maryland, right? So we have to we have to focus on that spice. So, you don't have your final results, but I wanted to just go through one more time Shelley, who's one of our recent success stories. And Shelley's just done an amazing job since the beginning of January. So let's look at this together and just appreciate how it all unfolds, and so people can understand what they can expect. She started with a waist of 40 inches, and by the end of the 21-day challenge, she had lost 6 inches from her waist. That's at week 3. She'd lost 2.5 inches from her hips, 2.5 inches from her bust, and almost 14 pounds. Since that time, we're now at week 10. So fast forward, it'd be kind of like, continuing on for, a set of 3 sets of 21 days. And she's now down 9 inches on her waist. So in that first week, people lose weight, but they don't lose necessarily a lot of inches. In the second 2 weeks of the 21-day challenge, you can see she had dramatic inch loss, and her weight changed, but only by 2 pounds, Bambi, in the 2 weeks. But the point here that I want to make is that people they make decisions week to week, kind of indicating their success. And I don't like it when people do that, because they're not appreciating the bigger picture. You can see that although she only lost 2 pounds between in the second 2 weeks of the 21-day challenge, between weeks 1 and 3, going from, she lost 11.6 and then it went to 13.6. Although it was only 2 pounds, her inches were dramatic. And that highlights the fact that this is the fat burning phase of this program. But let's look beyond that. Let's look at week 4. She dropped an additional 3 pounds. And week 5, another 2.5 pounds. So you can see that she just steadily lost. Now, the plan that she was following was rapid results coming out of the 21-day challenge. She continued with a Find Your Fit kit, which is, again, the core, the shakes, and the multi. So she really had everything that was in the original kit except for the OPC. And she added in the green coffee with Garcinia cambogia. And she purchased a journal and started to educate herself about other aspects of the program. Now, fast forward to 10 weeks. She's down 9 inches on her waist, 6 inches on her hips, 4.5 inches off her bust, and almost 30 pounds. And in fact, she just sent me a text this morning. She's so close. She's at like 168 point something. So she's at 30 pounds, but she would like to lose just maybe 2 or 3 additional pounds. but you can see the difference in her appearance too in the photos that are here. So, I mean, I just want people to understand that we have to just keep going. We would say, you know, Bambi, in running terms, we'd say this is a marathon and not a sprint. I want people to understand that the 21-day challenge can jumpstart our efforts. And if you just have a little bit of weight to lose, you maybe can complete it, you know, your goal during that 3 weeks. But most people, if they just continue on a little bit, it kind of all equalizes out. We just don't lose linearly. We don't lose inches at the same rate that we lose pounds. But in the end, it all kind of comes out in the wash. And would you agree that after 10 weeks, she's got pretty dramatic results there?
Oh, absolutely. And it's really good to be able to see the big picture here because, you know, as you're focused on the program, at least I get focused on, okay, what am I going to do for lunch? What am I going to do for dinner? What do I need to get at the store? And it really is not just a day-to-day, but a meal-to-meal choice that I make. And so to be able to see the big picture, how all of those good choices made step by step can yield such wonderful results.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important point, Bambi. Our goal is to make those choices a little bit easier. I always tell people this is simple, but it's not easy. And I say that only because I don't feel like we don't know what to do. We do, but it is work to do the menu planning, to do the shopping, and sometimes you just don't feel like cooking, right? So then it's a matter of you have to know what the healthy choices are that are available to you. And you've done a great job, you know, establishing that. We want to continue to live our lives. We don't want this to run our lives, right? So over time, it becomes a bit more of a habit, right? But we have to get there, and it does take a little bit of time. But yeah, I'm glad that you see the value in that and understanding that those minute-to-minute or meal-to-meal decisions yield big results over time, and that's really the key. So,
Absolutely.
you know, there's a lot of different habits that are necessary to create a healthy lifestyle. And what we want you to do, everybody that does TLS, is to create a forever healthy lifestyle. One of the things that people can do is to consider being a coach and paying it forward. Shelley is, in fact, evaluating that right at this time. I'll just say, Bambi, for the record, that you would be an amazing coach. And one of the things about being a coach is it kind of keeps us on track because you can't really talk very authentically to somebody about what they should be doing if you're not experiencing it yourself. One thing I like to leave people with is that, you know, as we get closer to our goal, exercise becomes ever more important. But you can't outrun your fork. And what I mean by that is it is still 70% diet and 30% exercise. It's all 100% mental. So once we make up our mind that we're going to do it and we stick with it, over time, people will get amazing results. I think being healthy and fit isn't a fad or a trend. I think it should be a lifestyle. And I hope everyone loves themselves enough to commit to a healthy lifestyle. And I think TLS helps to provide the tools. I always want everybody to remember that you're worth it. I hope everybody has enjoyed the 21-day challenge that has participated in it. Bambi, it's been a pleasure to coach you for this. And I'll just ask you if you have any final thoughts.
No, you've covered it beautifully. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you very much for joining me and for being willing to allow us to record these coaching sessions. And I promise that tomorrow I'll be sharing that breakfast cookie recipe with you and the other people who are part of our group. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.